In 2013, Roja was appointed as a creative ambassador for the Great Britain campaign by the British government that honors the best in British creativity. This highly honored and well-respected appointment as a creative ambassador for the Great Britain campaign was recognized that he's one of the world's most respected perfumers. Roja's career in perfumery began in 1981 when he joined the French perfume house Guerlain, working there for 20 years before leaving to set up his own companies, RDPR and then Roja Parfums. While working at Guerlain, he got the prestigious title of Professeur de Parfum, which Roja earned 6 years into his fragrance career at the House of Guerlain. Roja was also named Guerlain's Global Ambassador, the first non-family member to receive such a prestige title. And he also was invited to open a haute perfumery within London department store Harrods. As Roja was appointed as an ambassador for Great Britain campaign, he was also asked to create the essence of the world's first great festival, which was held in Istanbul. So his first goal or task was to create a fragrance that represents the epitome of Great Britain or being British. As we all know, Great Britain is a country that is known for having a huge element of tradition and a lot of long-established institutions. And since British people are known for their impressive formal activities or ceremonies, but yet at the same time reserved, Roja decided to create a scent that is opulent, but yet tailored, restrained, and well-mannered. He also wanted the scent to capture the true essence of what English royalty would smell like. He wanted the wearer to envision being inside the palace, in the presence of the royal family and natural scent of luxury that surrounds them. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and today I'm going to review Great Britain by Roja Parfums, which was launched in 2015, and it falls under the category of Chypre leather. The nose behind this fragrance is master tailor perfumer Roja Dove. Before I start with the detail of the Accords of Great Britain, first I'm going to tell you guys what the Accord's supposed to represent as far as the Great Britain fragrance goes. As you all know, Roja Dove, he had an idea what he wanted the Accords to represent as far as the country of Great Britain goes. So just smelling this from the bottle, which is a fantastic, beautiful scent. I mean, it literally oozes luxury out of this fragrance, not to mention the price, which goes for $1,800. This is a very majestic scent. It smells like inside Parliament, which contains of wood and leather. Thus, it demands a lot of attention. So you have wood, leather, and rose as a symbol of Britain, England, also the symbol of monarch, which has rose in it, and the violet, which can be symbolized as the person in England, very delicate, can be supported and flourished with the strength of leather, wood, and rose, which represents the Parliament. All right, so let's get to the Accords and see what we get with Great Britain. I'm gonna come in front of the camera because I have a table here and I don't wanna get fragrance all over the table, so I have to do it in front of the camera and you guys get to see the atomizer close. So, all right, so let's spread some of the Great Britain and see what we get as far as the Accords goes. Okay. All right, there you go. All right, so I don't even need to bring this close. I can already smell Great Britain all over my house and it smells fantastic. This is a gorgeous leathery Chypre fragrance. It is warm and dry. It's kind of sweet. It's soft, powdery, very leathery, smoky, animalic, but yet very sensual at the same time. So it opens up with this petrol / animalic, powdery, buttery orris root with a mixture of kind of floral, like faint floral in the background. The floral has the perfect blend of rose and violet, which is accompanied with this vintage smoky woody notes. On the opening, I get hints of zestiness from lemon and bergamot, but nothing recognizable to the average nose because it's very, very faint. So alongside with orris butter, I also smell the earthy powdery carrot seed, which complements the orris butter really nicely. Also, what complements the orris butter as it opens up even more is the violet, which makes Great Britain even more of a powdery fragrance. The jasmine and rose are blended so well that give Great Britain this faint floral slash white floral effect to it, which is slightly in the background. So remember, this is a primal chypre leather fragrance. The jasmine and rose are blended so well that give Great Britain this faint floral slash white floral type of effect to it, which is slightly in the background. So again, I don't want you to think that this is a very heavy floral type of fragrance. Remember, this is a primal leather chypre type of a scent, but it does have that vintage faint floral vibe to it, which reminds me of those vintage French perfumery type of a style fragrances. The leather is the main character in this fragrance, which comes with this beautiful aromatic amber. It's smoky, it's definitely woody, it's musky, it definitely has that animalicness to it and powdery chords with slight hints of floral or white floral in the background. God, to make it really simple again for you guys, to kind of give you guys a feeling of this fragrance, I think I kind of went over a lot of different feelings about this fragrance so you guys kind of get an idea how this beautiful scent smells like. But Great Britain pretty much smells like, imagine being inside this very old, expensive, huge library, which the walls and the floors are made out of like a very old, high quality wood. And it's been there for like, let's say hundreds of years. And let's say there are these very old books, very expensive, collective type of books inside this library, which some of them, they have leather on them and stuff, and you can smell that old leather that's been aging over all these years in there as well. So imagine all that smell that creates this very strong vintage type of a smell. And then imagine that library has a window, and that window is open to a beautiful garden. And in that garden, you have violet, you got rose, and you got some jasmine going on. And imagine the smell of those florals faintly coming through the window inside the library, getting mixed with all that strong woody and leathery notes or the accords within the library. So this is pretty much what you get as far as the Great Britain goes. What I don't want you to think is that Great Britain does not smell like Tuscan leather. Great Britain does not smell like amber leather. There's no correlation there. It's completely a different type of a leather fragrance. It's definitely very chypre. It has a vintage powdery vibe to it. So you have to be a big fan of vintage powdery fragrances to be able to enjoy this masterpiece. And yes, that's all I have as far as the accords of Great Britain goes. And I hope this kind of gives you guys the idea of how this fragrance really smells like before you guys even get a chance to smell it. All right, so let's get to the notes of Great Britain and see what type of notes are creating this fantastic accord when it comes to Great Britain. So top notes, you have clary sage, bergamot, and lemon. Middle notes, you got jasmine, rose de may, and violet. In base notes, you have lots of leather, you got labdanum, you got ambrette, you got orris, you got ambergris, you got oak moss, you got cedar, you got tolu balsam, you got carrot seeds, you got cloves, you got guaiac wood, you got styrax, patchouli, and juniper. All right, so we get to the performance and longevity of Great Britain. Now, before we get into that, I want to again to mention that Great Britain definitely has, as I mentioned many times, it definitely has that animalic vibe to it. So you definitely have to be a person that loves that kind of a petrol slash animalic type of vibe, which I kind of talked about in my review of PDNL 1, Parfum de la Nuit number 1. These are the type of fragrances that I really live for. This is a masterpiece, just alongside with Parfum de la Nuit number 1. These are fragrances that have such an addictive vibe to them, and they are created to such a perfection that when you spray them, you don't even care about compliments. It just makes you feel so good that all day long you keep going back for it to smell more and more. This is a fragrance that I don't really wear this to impress anyone, but it automatically kind of does that. So I kind of wanted to tell you guys that, and I also wanted to add that this, a lot of people do say that smells like a fragrance called Cuir de Russie by Chanel, the Parfum version. Now, I haven't had the chance to smell that, so I don't know that. I don't know how close they are, so I'm not going to be comparing them today or say anything about it till I get a chance of getting that bottle and compare it to Great Britain. But for right now, I haven't smelled anything out there that smells even quite close to this. And I love this fragrance dearly. So that's as far as that goes. With that being said, let's get to the performance and longevity. Now, Great Britain, because of the notes that you have, it is a great performer. I mean, it's one of those fragrances that demands attention. It's one of those fragrances that it's very powerful. As I mentioned, when you walk into a place, people will definitely turn around. You will be recognized. People will definitely kind of like look over at you, or if you pass them by, they will definitely like be like, this person smells very powerful and very luxurious. So this kind of a vibe that you get as far as the performance of this fragrance goes is very powerful. Now, as far as the longevity goes on my skin, I get easily between 10 to 12 hours out of this fragrance. And even when it becomes a skin scent, the skin scent is very, very strong as well. And I'm not going to, again, go over the dry down because I love the dry down of this fragrance. It starts so great and it keeps getting better and better as it dries down. So as far as the performance and longevity goes, I would definitely give it a high score. Now, let's get to the projection and sillage. As far as the projection and sillage goes, sometimes it has a strong sillage on the initial spray, and sometimes I feel like today, right now, when I sprayed it, it had an enormous sillage. When I initially sprayed it, the whole house was filled with Great Britain. I could smell it. So again, it depends, but it's kind of between strong and enormous as far as the sillage goes, especially on the initial spray. And I think after an hour or so, it gets closer to your bubble and it kind of like settles down more. Now, as far as the projection goes on the initial spray, you get easily about 6 to 7 feet of projection out of this. It actually projects really well. Especially if you spray it on your clothes, you get even better of a projection. So these are just ideas to give you guys. Now, I wouldn't suggest you to spray this on your white outfit. It will definitely stain it. If you're wearing something like this, you can definitely spray it on your jacket, but not on the white part of your outfit. So as far as the projection and sillage goes, I would also definitely give it a very high score as well. All right, so let's get to the compliments of Great Britain. This one is very tricky. As you all know, Roja is known for his style of creating this vintage, chypre, classic type of fragrances with a modern twist. And you have to be a big fan of that to be able to enjoy this fragrance. And because of that, it doesn't make this fragrance a mass appealing type of scent. But again, if you're dressed the part, if you dress very classy and very luxurious and you spray this on, you will get a lot of compliments, trust me. So, but as far as just the masses goes, as far as like the compliments goes, unfortunately, I have to give it a medium score as far as that goes. But when it comes to me and as far as me goes, I love this scent and it's definitely right up my alley. And because of that, I would definitely give it a very high score as far as my taste goes. All right, so let's get to versatility of Great Britain. Now, this is a very subjective topic again, but this one is kind of easy to talk about. Great Britain is not a versatile fragrance at all. This is not a fragrance that you can wear this every day on a daily basis, dress down or whatever. This is a very luxurious, classic, or I should say classy type of a fragrance. And it demands a lot of luxuriness that goes along with it as far as you dress up, as far as the way you carry yourself and the places you decide to wear this fragrance. So it kind of depends, again, where you're deciding to go. I would say for very high class parties or night out to a very, very high class restaurant, I would definitely suggest you to wear this. It would definitely work out. I wouldn't suggest you to wear this to work unless you are going to close a deal on a very expensive deal and you're a boss and you're going there with your Maybach or something, or you have your private jet. I would definitely spray this on and you would definitely be able to pull this off. Now, as far as the seasons goes, I would definitely suggest you to wear this in the cooler temperatures like fall or winter. I think summertime, even though it has floral facets to it, it would be a little bit cloying and too much for summertime. So as far as the versatility goes, I would give it a medium score as well. All right, now let's get to uniqueness of Great Britain. Great Britain to me, because I haven't smelled any other fragrance yet that smells like Great Britain, again, I've seen it and I've heard that a lot of people say that this smells like Cuir de Russie by Chanel, but I haven't had the chance to smell that. So once I do, I will definitely make another video and compare those two side by side. But before that, I have to say, to me, this one is definitely a very unique fragrance and I totally adore it. And this is a very unique take on leather. I love this leather. It's just done to perfection. I haven't smelled any leather fragrance that is so beautifully done. When you smell this, it's like listening to a beautiful classical music by some kind of a very famous composer or something like that. It has that type of vibe to it. It's wonderful. And it's just something that you can literally say this is the epitome of leather fragrance when it comes to leather scent. So it's very, very, very unique to me. So as far as the uniqueness goes, I would definitely give it a high score. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the end of my video. That's all I have for Great Britain by Roja, or I should say Roja Parfums. If you don't own this fragrance, I would definitely suggest you to sample this first or get the travel atomizer from Roja Parfums website. It's a very pricey fragrance, and also the style of it, it's nothing that I would suggest you to blind buy it. So that's it, you guys. That's all I have. If you own this fragrance, let me know in the comment section what's your take on it. And that's all. Thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon with another video. Peace and ciao.